Hey everyone, my name is Patrick, and we are going to be building two of these planter boxes right here. They sell for $1,500 on Etsy, apparently. I don't really believe it. We're going to be making them for about $30. One cool feature about them is they're adjustable in size. You can just take it apart and make it smaller if you wanted to. Let's just jump into it.
Without wasting any more time, I set up a stop block at 23 inches. If you're building this, to use 22 inches as your marker. Then I did the slowest slap before chopping the most boards in one shot in a long time. 10 1x6 is costing a total of $62, each cut into 4 pieces that are each corrected to 22 inches long. And completely unrelated to this build, I repurposed the old wall hanging board to separate the miter saw from the rest of the table. It's so much cleaner feeling. I've been putting a fair bit of thought and time into making the space more video friendly. Let me know what you guys think of that. Moving on, I put my dado stack onto my table saw because we're going to be removing a lot of material, and I just want to do this quickly and efficiently. I set the height to 1/4 of the total thickness of my boards, which in this case is 1 3/8 of an inch. I did the required measuring and setup to have my cut start 1.5 inches in, and then I did a quick test. Real quick, I apologize for the sick voice. I operate in a perpetual state of being burnt out. If you're enjoying this video or videos about small easy projects, consider subscribing. Thank you so much. Let's move on.
Okay, so we did our first 6 cuts on this out of 256 cuts that we need to do. It's going to take a little bit of time. However, there's an end to this madness. Let's take a look at the idea. So as you can see, they are all just going to slot in together, and at the very end we are going to take one of these pieces, well, 2 from each board or each construction, because I'm making 2 of these planters. So we're going to take 2 from each one, and we are going to actually cut those down the middle, and probably going to use the bandsaw to do that, to use the smallest kerf I possibly can. This is going to take absolutely forever. It's going to be absolutely disgusting and dusty, and that's the job.
Alright, I started doing these one at a time. 8 cuts per board. 1 cut, a quick slide over, and then another flip, repeat. Painful. I was doing too much walking, so I moved the boards closer, and then I thought, okay, let's do 2 at a time. That doubles my speed. And as I was cutting away, listening to some music, not really focusing on what I was physically doing at the time, I had an idea to clamp all of them together. 8 long cuts seems better than the 96 that were remaining, and it worked really well. Then, because I had no backboard, there was a ton of tear outs, so I had to sand it all out, clean it all up. If you're making these and selling them, I have a really good idea for you. Try this instead.
Okay, we got all of our pieces trimmed. Now, here's something I would personally do if I was to do more of these. I would make a jig that I can squish exactly 16 of them into, because the result is this. When you get the inside pieces, you do not have nearly the same level of tear out that you have from, say, an outside piece like this. Like this is a pretty bad one. Big chunk over here as well. So that's how I would do it. For now, I'm just going to start putting these together.
Putting these together was actually really fun. It reminds me of that log cabin toy set from when I was a child. I think it predates me as a child by quite a bit. There was a fair bit of movement in the boards, so let's just call it rustic. Some of the ends were popping off, so I had to glue them back in place. If my cuts are a little bigger, maybe 7/8 of an inch, I wouldn't really have this issue. I then set up my bandsaw to be 2 3/4 of an inch. That's half the width of a 1x6, and I ripped 2 of these boards in half for each of the planters. Now, a really neat thing with these planters, you can make them as big or small as you want, taller, shorter, rectangular, and because of the interlocking design, you could actually do other shapes. Shapes such as crosses, giant L's, U's. Honestly, there's a ton of possibilities with this project. I recommend giving it a try.
Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to use some brad nails and maybe a bit of glue on the bottom and attach the bottom, but I'm going to come back with deck screws and actually pre-drill and fasten all of these boards onto the bottom so that it's actually secure. So for now, we're just doing a quick little drop in place type thing. I'm going to start by lining up length and the sides.
If you follow the 22-inch plan, 4 boards will fit perfectly on the bottom without any gaps at all.
And we are square as all could possibly be. And there you have it. This is basically how you build these planter boxes. I'm not going over finishing in this video because that's honestly an entire video on its own to cover finishing. But this is how you would construct it. And I think using cedar would be better than using pine, but the original is using pine, and then they basically just put a paint on it and sanded away parts of it. And then they're selling it for $1,500, which is insane, but that's the world of Etsy. However, one cool feature about this, let's say you're making a whole bunch of these, you can actually shorten these to whatever size you want to make them, which is a pretty cool feature. Me personally, I feel like these are a little bit too tall, but if you're to go down to this height here, it would be probably better. Even this height would be a little bit better. I think they're just too tall as they are. But that's kind of a cool thing where this whole thing is just held together by joinery. There you guys have it. This is a quick little project. Okay, it's a quick, gigantic project. If there's nothing else, as always, I will see you in the next one.